The Suez Canal is far more than just a strip of water cutting across Egypt. It is a lifeline of global commerce and a silent pulse of geopolitics. Every day, thousands of ships glide through its narrow channel, carrying goods that sustain economies continents apart. Imagine a world where this artery is disrupted, even for a few days. Oil prices spike, manufacturing slows, and trade routes scramble for alternatives. This is not just geography. It is power, influence, and strategy converging in one historic waterway. Its significance has been felt for centuries. Constructed in the 19th century, the Suez Canal has been a stage for colonial ambitions, wars, and international diplomacy. Empires once saw it as the crown jewel of global trade, and nations today recognize its unmatched strategic value. Each vessel that passes through carries not only cargo but also the weight of geopolitical stakes, from Egypt's sovereignty to the economic health of nations that rely on its waters. Understanding its future is understanding the balance of global power. Economically, the canal is a shortcut that literally saves billions of dollars and thousands of kilometers of travel for ships sailing between Europe and Asia. Without it, vessels would need to navigate around the Cape of Good Hope, adding weeks to shipping schedules and inflating costs exponentially. For global markets, this canal is not optional, it is essential. From oil and gas to electronics and consumer goods, the canal's efficiency directly impacts prices and supply chains worldwide. Politically, the Suez Canal has always been a chessboard. Egypt holds not just the waterway but also the ability to influence trade flows, making it a key player on the international stage. Any decision by Egypt regarding control, fees, or accessibility sends ripples across global diplomacy. Nations watch closely, knowing that even minor adjustments can shift alliances, provoke negotiations, or spark debates in forums from the United Nations to regional trade councils. The canal's future is increasingly tied to modernization and expansion projects. New lanes, upgraded ports, and smarter traffic management are not just infrastructure improvements, they are statements of power and readiness. Egypt's investments signal to the world that it intends to remain the guardian of one of the most vital trade arteries on Earth. These developments also attract international investors, making the canal both a domestic asset and a global economic lever. Environmental considerations cannot be ignored. The canal passes through sensitive ecosystems, and any expansion or increase in traffic brings risks to local biodiversity and water quality. Balancing economic growth with environmental responsibility is one of the pressing challenges Egypt faces. Global attention has intensified as nations and corporations demand sustainable practices in all trade corridors, making the canal's management a model for responsible international logistics. Security is another layer of complexity. From piracy in nearby waters to regional conflicts, the Suez Canal operates under constant vigilance. Egypt's military and coast guard are tasked with safeguarding one of the most valuable shipping routes in the world. For nations whose economies rely heavily on uninterrupted trade, the canal security is as critical as the cargo itself. Even minor disruptions trigger immediate responses in financial markets and international policy discussions. Historically, the Suez Canal has taught the world lessons about interdependence. The crises of 1956 and other tense periods showed how control over a single waterway could reshape global politics, alter alliances, and even trigger military interventions. Today, the lessons remain relevant. In an era of globalization, no single nation's decisions exist in isolation. Each action concerning the canal echoes across continents, influencing markets, governments, and daily lives. Technological advancements are also reshaping the canal's role. Automated traffic management, real-time monitoring of vessels, and AI-driven logistics planning increase efficiency while reducing risks. These innovations make the canal more than a static geographic feature. It becomes a hub of modern maritime strategy. Every improvement enhances its economic significance while asserting Egypt's leadership in international trade. Looking ahead, the canal's future will redefine not just regional geopolitics but the very architecture of global trade. As supply chains become more complex, nations will rely increasingly on stable, efficient, and secure trade corridors. Egypt, by controlling this vital passage, wields influence far beyond its borders. Decisions made today about expansion, pricing, or regulation will ripple across industries, affecting everything from energy costs to consumer goods availability around the world. The Suez Canal is not just an Egyptian asset, it is a global lifeline. Every time a ship sails through its waters, it represents the trust of nations, companies, and consumers that the flow of goods will remain uninterrupted. A delay, even for hours, can create cascading effects. Ports get congested, production schedules slip, and prices of essential commodities can surge. The world depends on this 120-mile-long artery in ways many never truly realize. It is a physical embodiment of globalization, connecting continents and economies with remarkable precision. The strategic significance of the canal has always attracted attention from powerful nations. Superpowers and regional players alike have understood that access to this channel equates to influence over trade flows and, by extension, global markets. During times of tension, the canal becomes a lever for negotiation and a symbol of economic might. Its control has been a point of contention historically, and today, it continues to shape diplomacy in the Middle East and beyond. Egypt's management of the canal is equally crucial. Policies regarding toll fees, navigation rights, and infrastructure development reflect both economic priorities and political strategy. By maintaining a balance between maximizing revenue and ensuring smooth international shipping, Egypt secures its place as a central player in global trade networks. Each decision, from lane expansions to technological upgrades, signals Egypt's readiness to adapt to a rapidly evolving maritime landscape. The canal's role in energy supply chains is particularly critical. A significant portion of the world's oil and liquefied natural gas passes through this narrow waterway. Disruptions could affect energy prices worldwide, influencing everything from household fuel costs to industrial production. This makes the canal not just a commercial route but a strategic energy corridor, under constant scrutiny by governments, corporations, and analysts alike. Modern challenges are testing the resilience of the Suez Canal like never before. Climate change, unpredictable weather patterns, and rising sea levels could impact water levels and navigation safety. Meanwhile, global shipping volumes continue to grow, placing pressure on infrastructure and requiring sophisticated logistics management. Egypt's response, through investment in canal expansion projects and adoption of smart maritime technologies, will determine not only its national economic stability but also the reliability of international trade routes. Technological innovations are changing the dynamics of canal operations. Automated vessel tracking, AI-driven scheduling, and enhanced port facilities are making navigation safer and more efficient. These advancements ensure that the canal can handle larger ships and increase traffic while minimizing risks of accidents or delays. For global businesses, this reliability translates into reduced costs, predictable delivery times, and strengthened supply chain resilience. Geopolitically, the Suez Canal remains a barometer of regional stability. Its waters are flanked by nations with complex histories, intertwined economies, and strategic interests. Egypt's stewardship of the canal demonstrates the delicate art of diplomacy, as it navigates pressures from neighboring countries, international corporations, and global powers seeking influence. The canal is not merely a passage of water, it is a stage where the world's economic and political dramas unfold. International investment in the Suez Canal reflects global recognition of its importance. Countries and companies partner with Egypt to ensure that modernization projects are funded, advanced technologies are implemented, and the canal remains a competitive trade route. These partnerships enhance not only the canal's capacity but also Egypt's position as a hub of commerce and a critical mediator in global logistics. The Suez Canal also serves as a lesson in interconnectedness. Events thousands of miles away can suddenly influence the flow of trade through this passage. Political instability in distant regions, fluctuations in oil markets, or changes in shipping regulations all find their way to the waters of the canal. This interconnectedness highlights the canal's role as a nexus between local management and global consequences. Finally, understanding the future of the Suez Canal is about understanding the future of global trade itself. As supply chains become more intricate, as geopolitical tensions shift, and as technology continues to redefine efficiency, the canal remains at the heart of it all. Egypt, by managing this vital artery wisely, ensures that the world's economies continue to function smoothly, reminding us that even a single stretch of water can have monumental influence on the lives of billions. Beyond its physical presence, the Suez Canal is a symbol of how geography can dictate global influence. Nations have built strategies around it, companies have aligned supply chains with its efficiency, and economies have grown dependent on its uninterrupted flow. The canal's future is therefore more than a local concern. It is a test of global foresight, strategic planning, and adaptability. Every policy decision, every expansion project, every technological upgrade sends signals not just to Egypt's neighbors but to the entire world about stability and predictability in international trade. Trade patterns themselves are evolving, and the Suez Canal must evolve alongside them. Megaships, carrying thousands of containers at once, demand deeper channels, wider lanes, and advanced docking systems. Egypt's investments in these areas show foresight. A canal that cannot accommodate the shipping industry's growth risks losing relevance. But with modernization comes opportunity. The canal has the potential to increase revenue, attract international investment, and serve as a hub for logistics innovation in the Middle East. The economic impact of the Suez Canal extends far beyond shipping fees. Efficient transit reduces fuel costs, lowers insurance premiums, and shortens delivery times for millions of products. Consumers across the globe may never see the canal, but they feel its influence every time a manufactured good arrives on time or energy prices remain stable. In this way, the canal silently governs the rhythm of global commerce, making its management one of the most critical levers in modern economics. Diplomatically, the canal serves as a barometer of Egypt's international relations. Positive engagement with global powers can facilitate smoother operations, investments, and technological partnerships. Conversely, tensions or disputes could disrupt not just traffic but confidence in the canal as a reliable trade route. Egypt's role as a neutral yet strategic operator allows it to balance its sovereignty with global expectations, reinforcing the canal's position as a linchpin in global trade security. The Suez Canal is also a reflection of history and resilience. It has survived wars, blockades, and political upheavals, yet it continues to function as one of the world's most vital maritime passages. Lessons from the past, such as the 1956 Suez Crisis, remain relevant today, demonstrating how control over this waterway can shift power balances, affect alliances, and influence international policies. Understanding these historical contexts helps us grasp the stakes involved in its future development. Environmental responsibility is increasingly intertwined with the canal's operations. Rising awareness of climate change and sustainable shipping practices pressures Egypt to ensure that its expansion and modernization projects are environmentally sound. Water management, protection of ecosystems, and minimizing emissions are now part of the strategic calculus, reflecting a broader global expectation that economic progress must coexist with ecological stewardship. The canal's strategic importance also extends to energy security. A substantial portion of the world's oil, gas, and other critical resources pass through this route. Any delays or disruptions could trigger market instability, inflation, or supply shortages. Countries worldwide watch the canal closely, understanding that energy flows depend not just on production but also on the reliability of transit routes like this one. In addition to economic and political factors, the canal shapes human narratives. Thousands of people, from pilots and crew members to engineers and logistics managers, interact with the canal every day. Their lives, decisions, and expertise collectively sustain the passage, creating a human network that operates in harmony with this historic waterway. These stories of dedication and skill are a reminder that behind the economic statistics and geopolitical analyses, real people make the Suez Canal function every day. Looking to the future, the Suez Canal embodies the intersection of geography, technology, and diplomacy. Its fate will shape trade routes, influence economic stability, and affect political strategies across continents. Understanding this waterway is not just about knowing a map, it is about appreciating how a single canal can connect nations, economies, and people in a delicate balance that sustains modern civilization. Every investment, every policy change, and every innovation sends a signal. The Suez Canal is not static, it is dynamic, adapting to the demands of an interconnected world. For businesses, governments, and individuals, keeping an eye on this vital waterway is not optional, it is essential. Its influence touches every shipment, every market fluctuation, and every diplomatic negotiation, reminding us that global interdependence has a heartbeat, and it flows through the Suez Canal.